Well, time for something new and exciting. Alright, so Anteroom of Agony. So, for those who are just joining in, essentially what happened in the last episode, I was exiting Dreadfall for Raw Recall. Something happened to my Raw Recall, I used it, and I ended up in Fearscape. So, this is basically an event that can happen as you level up your character, your Doombringers and your Demonologists to higher levels. Basically, you can be captured by the Fearscape, Demons of Fearscape again, and they will essentially try to, I do something to you, I guess. So, for the most part, it's time to fight my way back to Maj'Eyal. Let's get to it. Oh, nice. They all went very close to me. Boom. So yes, there's Maj'Eyal in the background. I do have to say, I like the effects of the globe. It just sort of, turns in the background, I think. Or maybe it's just the clouds that are turning in the background. Hey, look at that. We got ourselves an Enthralled Minotaur. Or this is a Molitor, rather. Alright, to the main island. What's this down here? We've got a Quasit Squad Leader. A small, heavily armored demon rushing towards you. Well, this all looks fun. Let's activate this. I'm not a destroyer. I'll rush these bastards. Boom. Boom. Let's read the lore. Orbital base battle info. This note is splattered with the blood of the demon who is carrying it. Operation to secure Deviant Dark Ogre failure. Primary defense force routed. The secondary team taking heavy casualties. All is lost. Highest priority now is contain Deviant Dark Ogre to prevent further damage. Blow all connectors. Break platform off the continent and dispel oxygenation wards before. Blast O trails off a line leading from it of the end of the page like a pen was rapidly jerked away. You must have interrupted this demon's writing. So, they're trying to basically kill me now, I guess. Urh'Rok, Iron Maidens. So yes, they're trying to secure me. And they failed. And now they must fight. Fight as I slowly and rambunctiously kill them all. Ooh, we got ourselves a unique Necromancer. That's not something fun to fight. Boink. Boink. That was pretty useless, but whatever. Oh, the bastard put Touch of Death for impending doom on me. That's always fun. I'm also disarmed, so let's try and get rid of that. I am going to rush the bastard. I guess this unique is going to be just guard. There's going to be a random unique guarding the way to next level. Of course, he teleports away. Hello. And there, he's dead. Hey, the black mesh. Hey, look at this. History of Urh'Rok. Something new. First, we were created by Father Urh'Rok. Then, many years later, we were in a desert struggling and fighting each other for a few meager scraps of usable farmland. We do not know anything between these times. Our cities, our culture, everything was wiped out by the dust storms. The storms hated us, toyed with us, subsided, just long enough for us to raise armies and fight. Then raged again the moment peace came. They wanted us to fight. They wanted us to struggle, suffer, die, leaving a few survivors to repopulate, and repeat the process. Green, onyx, red, all brothers who should have been allies, we fought at first because we had to, then because we could, then because we knew it was the only thing that kept the storms entertained. Eventually, Urh'Rok appeared and told us he had been sealed away, prevented from helping us by people who had been creating the dust storms. Their cities lay hidden among us, shrouded in powerful magic to remain invisible. With a touch, she wiped the storms clean and turned the deserts into a lush jungle filled with food. The storms appeared again, weaker this time. Urh'Rok grew furious and shattered the glass seas, reaching into one and pulling out a fistful of sadistic mages. He fed them to us. It was the best, largest feast any of us had eaten in millennia, and it was truly delicious. He did this to all the Dust Mage cities, then declared that we would never have to fear the storms again. We celebrated and worshipped our returned god. Thanks to him, we knew where our next meal was coming from, and we had no reason to fight. All of us brethren dropped their weapons and hugged, forgiving each other for the assaults we knew we'd only done from fear. We loved each other, and we loved our god. Our father began to fret, however. We were supposed to have grown more as species. Our scrawling in the desert as stunted growth left us behind the curve. He set up a series of competitions and tournaments in all fields of life, magic, combat, negotiation, on a planetary scale. We were used to fighting by now, and now that we knew it was actually accomplishing something, now that we were pleasing our altruistic god, we did not mind it one bit. Weaker members of our many species willingly died off, and we all grew stronger, smarter, and happier as a result. Soon we were grown enough to organize our own tournaments and apply defiance to our societies and species. Father said he was pleased with us, wanted us to determine our own destiny while he slept, recovering from all the work he'd just done. We continued our process of self-improvement. We wanted Father to be proud of us when we woke up, and then the Churchill came. Well, looks like that's it for the level. Let's get going. And there's a black mesh, it's just a shield, don't really care. Alright, so yes, I'm playing demons that are trying to abduct me. And they failed to abduct me at first. Now they want to kill me. Iron Mail of Bloodletting. Is that any good? I wonder to replace my current armor. For 4 turns, your corruption spells will consume health instead of Vim if their cost is higher than your Vim. Yeah, I don't think I like the idea, though it does have some nice stuff going for it. This is actually nice armor, but I think this will be what I'll keep for now. Alright, let's explore this level. Hey, there's a stash of a Dolig. Alright, so blah blah. I think I already read this one, but basically, you know, this is like their dog. Their beloved pet. Hey, cool, I leveled up. I forgot to actually check what, you know, I should be leveling, but whatever, we're just going to keep going after Blurring Smash here, get that up. And there we go, strength is at full. We'll get Constitution up next, so I guess will be the plan. Boost this up a little bit more. I wonder if I should max this out. Ahem. I wonder if I should max out Demonic Strength and then start focusing on my Racial Ogre stuff or the technique training stuff up here. I'm putting it off because these are really nice, you know, generics you can basically pick up, but that's the nice thing about this class. It has nice generics that really help you out. Hey, look at that, more tablets. History of Maj'Eyal 2. They arrived in Nora's flying fortresses, bristling with weapons and overflowing with magic. They did not directly threaten us, but they met with our leaders and gave us what was either an offer or an ultimatum. Let them kill our father or kill him ourselves and be rewarded with technology and magic as grand as theirs. They were powerful, very powerful. Although their proposal was phrased as generous offer, we couldn't help but notice that their fortresses had positioned themselves over our armories and population centers, and none of their fortresses were unarmed. We did not think we could fight them. We considered waking Father for help, but we weren't sure he could fight them either. In desperation, we met and devised a plan. We would seal Urh'Rok away, preventing him from waking up unless disturbed, and then tell Shirato what we had done. Father would not be hurt or injured by this, he simply wouldn't know what was going on. We did this in case of Shirato. They progressively accepted our treacherous act as a pledge of loyalty to them, and came through with their end of bargain, giving us knowledge and artifacts beyond our wildest dreams. They built powerful portals all over our planet, allowing us to travel through them not only within our world, but within every world Shirato had visited before. We saw wonderful new worlds, met and traded with peaceful species from across the universe, enjoyed all kinds of new alien food, music, magic, and inventions, and generally could not have been happier with how things had turned out. If not for the pangs of guilt we felt for betraying our father, the Shirato eventually stopped visiting us, but we kept trading with new people we met through the portal and did not notice their absence. Then everything broke. So basically, for those who don't know, the Shirato were like the previous race of Maj'Eyal, and they basically didn't like the gods too much, and they basically went around killing all the gods. Maj'Eyal is a god, so they wanted to kill him, but they're basically demons to seal him away. They're like, okay, we'll accept that, and then they gave all this stuff, and then stuff happened after it broke. I wonder if this is going to be a 4-part dungeon which basically tells the story of the demons. Alright, you got another unique to fight. He's got arcane combat. That's going to be fun to fight. Activate all this. We're just going to do that. Pull him. Bye-bye. Plaguefire Scepter. Bye-bye, Fire Imp. Bye-bye, Fire Imp. Alright, well, next level. There's another mace I found. Big deal. It's no good. There's another stave. I like that movement speed. Skirt the edges and kill the stuff outside, I guess. And start killing everything inside. I just noticed there's pictures on the wall. I wonder if I'm missing anything. Yes, I know, riveting commentary, but whatever. And what is this? This is Urh'Rok, Eater of Souls, the boss of this level. Fire and blight arcane surges randomly appear on its spiral-like dark metallic skin. There are no definite head, but a single huge mouth onto its body. It looks like this guy is some sort of devourer, but not really sure what he is. Let's get rid of that poison. I'm going to activate this, activate that, activate this, activate that. We're just going to start pulping these guys full death. And look at that, we unlocked a Corruptor Demonologist. So this is how you unlock a Demonologist, just complete this level. Demons in their invasion of Maj'Eyal have abducted natives of our planet and mind-wiped them to serve as double agents. Trained in the use of demons' own forces, they have created many dark cults to spread fear and terror. Some have managed to escape their programming and chose to follow their own desires instead. You have defeated countless demons, seen how their essences work, witnessed how to bind demons to your own purposes, and can now create new characters for the Demonologist class. Corruptors are spellcasters, ranged attackers using magic. Class features: infect your foes with demonic seeds, bind demonic seeds to your equipment to enhance them, summon and control demons to your binding, and blend corrupted magic with martial shield training to protect yourself and ruin your foes. Corruptors use Vim to power their special abilities. Vim is the life force of all beings. It does not regenerate and can only be stolen from your foes. And apparently you don't have to kill this guy, you just have to, do a lot of stuff to him. And what's this demonic husk crap that's going on here, I wonder? I have no idea, but whatever. Alright, let's just kill this guy more or less. Alright, inertial twine and oral-based battle plan Doombringer. Engaging briefing on Davian Dark Ogre. This slippery little ogre has proven to be a thorn in our side as so far. We've reinforced our wards to better protect against the sort of fluke meteor impact that enabled us an escape, but the crystal he smashed on its way out prevented us from keeping track of his location directly. No matter, the brands and marks were imbued him with nonetheless allowed us to monitor magical energy signals affecting him, and our scries have noted that there appears to be a particular pattern that teleports him, possibly of shelter origin. We sent out a signal of our own to intercept this and redirect it to our platform, where he will safely be secured, punished for his disobedience, then once again exposed to a tablet of enlightenment to regain his servitude. That said, given that he has increased dramatically in power since his escape, it's crucial that we keep proper tactics in mind. Having been exposed to our alteration magic, he is very formidable in direct melee combat, and even in the event that we cannot procure proper warning against this magic before his arrival, he can cause significant damage if not properly handled. Under no circumstances should we let him run rampant in our back line. Furthermore, if we simply try to lure him into a narrow corridor, we will not be able to bring enough firepower to bear before he can break through our obstructions. Instead, use a small flanking squad backed up by a Molitor, or whatever high-powered direct combat combatant we can get authorization to deploy, to force him into an open area, where we'll have a cast artillery protected by frontline Rushlings backed by Quasets. We may lose these frontline soldiers, but in the time it takes him to slash his way through them, our spells should be able to reduce him to a flay quivering wreck. Above all else, remember, despite his brute strength, this is a pitiful inferior Elite who lucked his way into obtaining some of our superior power. He does not know how to use it properly, and does not have the countless years of experience with it that we do. We have numbers, familiarity, tactics, and blessings of Urh'Rok himself. Treat this like a drill. If we stay calm focused, it is unlikely we will see any casualties. Well, too bad for them. I killed them all. There's casualties for sure. Hey, look at that, tablets. Alright. Histories of Malric free. Waves of terrible magic burst forth from the portals, which is now clear were never intended to help us. They were a deadly trap, a ticking time bomb that would go off when a shifter wanted to, and it went off with incredible force. Most of the worlds we had once visited were obliterated completely. Ours was not, but I can barely say we were spared. Our father's jungles turned to a cursed pyre, instantly burning with flame that could never be extinguished, and our planet cracked apart, whole continents flying into the void. What little land was left obviously couldn't be used for farming. Most of us died instantly, the survivors being those close enough to skilled mage who could create enough oxygen to breathe and convert ambient magic into calorie energy for our bodies. Life for the survivors is endless torment. The burning ground constantly staring our feet, and all the beauty we once knew destroyed. Fortunately, this woke our father up. We confessed our treachery, but did not beg forgiveness, as we knew what we had done was unforgivable. He disagreed, and to this day is using nearly every shred of his power to keep the shattered fragments of our planet together. We were not satisfied with this fate, our father suffering and exhausting himself for the sake of our mistakes. We begged him to give us a command, something we could do to help the situation, or at least make him happier about it. His command: end the share tool. End our creations, never let anything be hurt by Maj'Eyal again. We have taken his words to our heart. Our mages have devised new magic with inspiration, alteration magic spells to make us warlike and brutal once more, but with our ascended minds and honed bodies, we shall be a force of destruction far greater than the dust storms ever were. Our green brethren underwent a process to make their skin drip with acid. Not to be outdone, our onyx brethren grew faster and stronger, with a birth rate high enough to overwhelm whatever shelter or shelter-made monsters lay on Maj'Eyal. The red ones proclaimed they had now existed only to destroy and fuse bits of the burnt earth to their hands, leaving them unable to do anything but sear Maj'Eyal with their own fires. The finished results of these alterations have taken up residence on our largest drifting continent, the one drawing ever closer to Maj'Eyal. Once this continent arrives, we shall take revenge on Maj'Eyal, not just for our own sakes, our planet ravaged by their treachery, with a pristine one waiting as our prize, not just for our father's sake condemned to an eternity of suffering for trusting his children too much, But for everyone's sake, the untold trillions of souls on planets less fortunate than ours, torn apart in a fiery instant, the shuttle shall never hurt anyone again. We shall make sure of it by cleansing Maj'Eyal in blind fire, and any survivors will be taken back to our planet and chained to the burning earth, kept alive so they can forever feel the flames they created consuming their flesh. Their internal torture will still not be justice, as they shall feel only a tiny portion of the suffering they inflicted, but it's a start. So yeah, there's like, you know, what they want to do. And here's Urh'Rok, Eater of Souls. Recently, the cultists of Shas'Kash have begun speaking of the Demon Seed, a sort of magical cluster of life essence which can be implanted in a sentient being, allowing it to grow inside of them and eventually become one of our citizens. Inspired by this idea, the Children of Emerald have developed a prototype of this form of magic, and the Children of Onyx have made a chassis to carry it into combat. Row growth generates countless essence-less seeds from within its frame, then embeds them in nearly every living being, so when they expire, their life essence goes directly into seed and allows it to grow. We have not yet perfected its production capabilities, so currently the seeds will only become degenerate husks when they grow, but fear not. As we get data from the tests of this design, we will improve on it, and soon the sorrow of our foes will cause Russians, cousins, and even feral hogs to spring up from their corpses. With a little bit of luck and some decisive early skirmishes, we could even bypass the problem of getting an invasion force to surface entirely, growing it there instead. So there's, like, you know, an idea that they have, basically grow an invasion force on the enemy's planet. And I want to actually just go back just to check to see if there's any pictures I can go look at and such. Because, you know, that might be smart. Whoops! Well, I guess I'm not going to check the picture, so once bitten, twice shy. Escape the anteroom of agony. And that's going to be it for this episode. I've managed to get through Dreadfall. Hooray! Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the next episode. And we'll see what happens, you know, after that. For now, take care.